Martin De Bono from CD Power Solutions. I welcome you to the Green Management and B2B Alternative Energy Networking Summit. And I would wish to ask you about CD Power Solutions. What do they bring to this event? And what are the expectations of CD Power Solutions out of this event?
Okay, thank you, Martin, for inviting us to this event. It's a really great pleasure to be on such an initiative like this. As a company, Power Solutions, we focus directly on renewables and on energy efficiency. Both are as important because they both have, how can I say, have an effect on climate and effect on finances that company have. As an organization, what we're bringing to this particular event is that we have a number of new renewable solutions. We strive to put in, as an organization, to be there always in the first with the new technology coming out. One of these is microinverters for renewables, which is something quite new at the moment, but it is gaining quick traction on the market. And something else, we have a new, can I say, energy saving technique, which is called voltage optimization, whereby you actually lower your voltage, because motor, as we know, has a high voltage, and by the byproduct of that is safe.
And you will be dealing about it during the event?
Yes, absolutely. We're going to talk about in the event about that.
What about your expectations?
Expectations about this whole thing is that, one, we disseminate the information to the right people at the right time. That is the whole thing. I can assure you right now, we have already met a number of key people in the industry who are very interested to know more. And basically, when you network, everybody gets to know about the solutions you have, which eventually can save them money.
So hopefully we'll see you next year then.
For sure, definitely.
Thank you once again.
Thank you.
David Digley, welcome to the Green Management and Alternative Energy B2B Networking Forum. And I want to ask you a very simple question regarding our events. What would be your opinion regarding the public response, the delegate response, and how should they support these events together with the collaboration of the local authorities?
Well, I think the very fact that these events take place is an extremely important initiative. One, there is the concept of dissemination of information. People need to know what's going on. People need to be aware of what initiatives are happening both at government level and also possibly by private companies, and also to understand some details, some constraints, maybe listening to case studies, people in the industries. So these kind of events are extremely information. That's first-hand information. True, you can tell me we can go on the internet and still get information. Yes, we can get a lot of information that way. But when you are present listening to things first-hand from experts in their field, I think it is always very important. There is, as usual, the concept of networking. So you're always going to meet people with whom you can collaborate, if not today, in future for sure. So the idea of the events is extremely important. What comes out of events like this? Well, one, it is important that the public do respond by attending. It's always challenging. You are looking at busy people with busy schedules. Events take place during the week, let's face it, during working hours. So it is always challenging to get people always available and ready to respond. Advance notice is important. People who are definitely interested in topics that are being organized, and some topics that you organize are extremely original in that respect, then I would say they would be at events like this. Let's face it, it's not that there is any charge to attend events like this, so it is also very encouraging to see you organize them in this way. So people should definitely make the effort to attend. Authorities should pay attention to what is taking place, to what are the issues being discussed, what is the response from the general public, because that gives them a pulse in terms of what is happening out there, what is happening in the private industry, what is happening in the local markets, what are the needs of industrialists, what are the needs of the citizens of the country as well. So this should always be an input to government to be able to decide what initiatives, in what way they could support particular industries, particular sectors, and to ultimately develop the right policies at national level that respond to the needs of the general public and business people in general.
Thank you very much, David, and thank you for your presence once again. Good morning, Professor Louis Naudi. Welcome to the Malta SME Summit and B2B Networking Forum. And my first question is going to be about your presentation during the event today. And what are you going to talk about?
Thank you for inviting me here. This is the first conference in which I've been asked to speak. And I'm going to focus on SMEs, small and medium-sized businesses, particularly the emphasis on mentoring as perhaps the future in terms of business support.
And how important do you think networking and marketing are during corporate networking events?
Well, since I've come back to Malta in the last 18 months, the one thing which has become very clear to me is networking is the way not only to meet people, but also to identify business opportunities, and it's something which I fully support.
And do you think that there is room and space for these type of events in Malta, and why?
I think not only is there room, I think they're crucial because it's a great opportunity to meet a different array of individuals from different businesses in one place at one particular time, which you may not be able to get otherwise.
Okay, thank you very much and good luck with your presentation. Good morning, Eileen. Welcome to the Malta SME B2B Networking Forum. And my first question to you is about the significance and importance that Malta Stock Exchange attaches to SMEs.
But certainly we give a huge amount of importance to SMEs because even looking at the companies which are currently listed on our market, in very general terms, not all of them, but the majority of them are actually SMEs. And because of this, because we know that these are SMEs and in the background everything that is going on in Europe and SMEs, we actually are focusing a great deal now more on them and creating something very specific for them. We certainly believe SMEs are the backbone of our economy. They are very, very important to our economy. It has taken a financial crisis in a way to show how important these SMEs are to the whole economy, even in Europe. So I think also as a stakeholder in the economy, as a supporter of the economy, because the role of the exchange is also to support the economy as from a national scale, so it's not just on an exchange scale. So certainly we are giving them huge importance and trying to create new opportunities for these types of companies.
Okay, and what is the significance of networking during such corporate events as the one of today, which is has a main theme of SMEs and the challenges that SMEs face?
Well, I think it's incredibly important. As we said, the exchange itself is doing something. We know that there are a lot of initiatives taking place through various, whether it's through the various ministries and manufacturing, the various entities. And an event like this sort of brings all the strands together. And it brings, I think, the right people into the audience. It brings the SMEs themselves, their advisors, perhaps even prospective investors. So this is all important. So these events, and I think it's very, very well timed as well. It's actually at the right time when all in the wider picture, even within Europe, there's all this focus on SMEs. So.
Okay, and can you tell us something about the new product launch, the new project that you are launching during this event, please?
Yes, I was talking about this later on in greater detail, but basically we are launching a new market, which is the prospects market, and this prospect market is built around and for SMEs. So it addresses basically the financing needs, alternative financing needs for SMEs and the sustainability of such financing needs. So this is in a way the soft launch of this. We will be, over the next few weeks, we will be talking in greater detail about this. Previous weeks we have actually already intimated that we are doing this initiative, but this is really the day when we will be putting it out there for discussion and consultation.
Good morning, Cliff. Welcome to the SME B2B Networking Forum. Cliff's patch name is synonymous with the Malta Stock Exchange. So can you tell us about your role and what support do you give to the SMEs locally?
Well, the role of Cliff Patch at the Stock Exchange is one of marketing to start out. It's product and business development, and I feel that I fill the gap or if there was a gap, of the customer orientation of the exchange. The exchange has been around for 23 years. It has been very successful. Market capitalization at the moment is 10 billion euro, which is significant by Maltese standards. The number of companies coming on board in terms of new listing is also growing and has been growing consistently. This year has been a particularly good year. However, we need to be more out there. We need to have a mechanism where we're going to have more listings coming on board. Listings take time. There's a very long lead time for a company, for an issuer to come to market. So we need to have a mechanism, and we are introducing mechanisms to get customers, to get issuers, companies coming on board in respect of the capital financing, to give them a smooth entry into the capital market environment.
Okay, you are very cognizant with the SME scenario in Malta. What would be the main challenges that you wish to see debated and progress done in that respect here in Malta?
SMEs it's been said before many times, SMEs are the backbone of Maltese economy. 99.9% or 99.6%, something on those lines, of businesses, of companies in Malta are SMEs. Ħafna minnhom, 95%, are micro SMEs, under 10 employees, etc. And these are, I mean, what is an SME essentially? It's mostly a family-run business, a very lean operation, and the objective is really operations. They don't have the time, they don't have the resources to take care of administration and then take care of other areas. So really, to give SMEs the space to grow, and it's important for us to give them space to grow because they are contributing to the increase in economic activity, in our GDP, employment. We need to give them space and support, or the system somehow has to give them space or support in respect of specialized areas: marketing, human resources, IT.
And do you think this is the right launching pad for that?
I think this is perfect. I think we have a great number of people. I think the number of people attending as well as presenting are all of the right caliber. I think the fact that we have ministerial support and attendance is also very important. And I would like to see not people talking about these issues, but actually coming up with solutions. Let me give you an example. Access to finance. There is clearly a case of the requirement to have greater access to finance for SMEs. It's been said over and over again, even results of surveys, etc. You know, the exchange has come out with a product, or will be coming out with a product, which is going to be geared towards financing SMEs' requirements in terms of capital markets. But there are other areas. Transport. The cost of transport in Malta is phenomenal. It's phenomenal. There are intrinsic issues which I think need to be addressed. Employment, finding the right caliber of people with the right skills, with the right level of motivation and enthusiasm. Yeah, these are things which I think SMEs need help in, and I think the system somehow has to.
So I hope you get the platform today, and I wish you good luck, and I thank you very much. Good morning, Werner. Welcome to the Malta SME B2B Networking Forum. And my first question to you is, what prompted you to come to Malta all the way from Germany for this SME summit? And what do you think are the main objectives that we should reach?
Well, the main reason I'm here is because I see the central position that Malta could take in view of commerce and trade between, let's say, the Middle East and also the African countries and Europe. And apart from that, there's also, with the Suez Canal and the Suez Canal being widened, this would be a natural stop also, let's say, for pre-assemblies or something like that. So I see Malta having the potential of taking up a very important spot in the supply chain to and from Europe.
And you are going to conduct one of the workshops this afternoon. Can you tell us briefly about what you are going to speak about?
I'm going to speak about the entrepreneurs and SMEs and entrepreneurs who do, let's say, who are the normal entrepreneurs. We always hear about Bill Gates, Richard Branson, etc. But there are millions of small companies who are also run by entrepreneurs, and nobody really talks about them. And I'm going to talk about their problem with the financing. And I will challenge the audience there to discuss, for example, how could we improve the financing possibilities through crowdfunding for the SMEs, whether this would be the instrument for the future.
Okay, and just on a last liner, what do you think of the Malta Business Review events?
I think they're very popular here. I'm always amazed how many people there are, and I think they serve a purpose of getting this idea of showing the potential, bringing up the potential that Malta actually has in the long run. And so I think it's a very important function that they're taking.
Good morning, Your Excellency, and Malta Business Review, together with Malta Stock Exchange, welcomes you to the Malta SME Summit and B2B Networking Forum. And my first question is, what is your opinion? Can you share your opinion with us regarding the importance of networking events and also the relationship of these events with the Embassy of the Netherlands?
Okay. Well, to start with, as you said, it's an SME meeting. For the Netherlands government, SMEs are really the key for economic growth with jobs. And therefore, our government invests a lot in supporting and facilitating SMEs. And when we support these SMEs in the Netherlands, it's always with the view also of cooperating across borders, in particular cooperation between SMEs in the Netherlands and SMEs in Malta and other member states of the European Union. Currently, as the European Union itself is really striving to go out of crisis, we think that all the European member states should really invest in promoting SMEs. The ways are, of course, that you don't want to intervene in the market forces, but what you can do as a government is to facilitate, to create an enabling environment. And as you have in Malta, Malta Enterprise, we have in the Netherlands, Netherlands Enterprise, also known as RVO. And what RVO does is, first and for all, we try to promote technological innovation in SMEs, the introduction of that, for which the government relates and contracts our knowledge institutions or universities, research and development institutions in the Netherlands with SMEs. We have campuses where SMEs can even be sent their staff and can pilot new technological products or services with our institutions, and that whole process up to the piloting and marketing can be facilitated, even financed by the government in terms of project funding. Recently, we also have started in the Netherlands an activity in which the Dutch government tries to link money lenders, private money lenders, with SMEs, because of the fact that it has become more and more difficult for SMEs to get access to credit on banking. As an embassy, because you asked me what is an embassy doing with this, an embassy, all our embassies in the world have a task also which is called economic diplomacy. And for the economic diplomacy, you may say that we are like a local office of our Netherlands Enterprise. I think that your government is doing more or less the same, that Malta Enterprise is working with all your embassies, and which means that as an embassy, we all the time try to link our SMEs with the SMEs in that country. I told you that next week on Tuesday, we'll have a business conference organized by the embassy and Malta Enterprise here in Malta. And in this conference, we will have 7 Dutch SMEs who have experience directly being part of one of the support programs of introducing new technology. I can give an example. One of the organizations which will come over here is dealing with 3D printing, and they're using 3D printing for product development together with the University of Delft. And that has been financed and facilitated by the Dutch government. Okay. So I'm bringing in the organizations, and they will meet here with Maltese SMEs, and they're looking for partnership.
Okay, I thank you very much, Your Excellency. What is your opinion, what is your standpoint about networking and how important is networking during corporate events?
For me, networking is probably the most important part. As the communications director of Exante, for me, I think networking is where you get a chance to meet with people. In fact, when we go to events, I always tell my colleagues to make sure they get around to meet the organisers, meet the different exhibitors, meet the different people there. For me, it's very important. I think it's the essential part of any event.
Okay, thank you very much.